This is the future.
Today is October 31st, 2024. It is 2:29 a.m. I plan on doing several videos tonight, or should I say this morning. But for this channel, I have four tweets to share with you, and there will be a small article I'm gonna read, and then the rest of the tweets regarding the same topic will be on PYTE. And I have about 10, I think I add one more, probably 11 tweets that will be on PYTE. Okay, so the rest will be on PYTE, but the main topic, the main focus, the article that I'm gonna read will be on this channel. Okay, so subscribe to my other channel. I have PYTE, that's PYT Entertainment Team Sussex, and I have PU Team Sussex, that's another channel. I usually discuss all sort of other topics, politics, and sometimes the Sussexes and the left behinders. So this channel is the more serious, that focus mostly on their work. So this channel is demonetized for whatever reason YouTube had with one of my videos, because this is the purest, cleanest, and most focused and dedicated channel in terms of what Harry and Meghan are doing. There's no shenanigans, nothing, but YouTube decided to demonetize it, so that's fine. All right, so let's look at analytics for record purposes, but I haven't put much up here because there haven't been much of their work to talk about. So pretty much that's it. It's demonetized. So let's go on Twitter. This I have it on another channel, PYTE, near the end. So let's grab the first tweet. All right, so there's Harry's picture on the screen right here. It looks like he was speaking at NATO. So we're gonna find out what it was all about. Inspiring NATO MC briefing by We Are Invictus and Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. The unconquerable heroes of Invictus symbolize strength, perseverance, and resilience. It is our responsibility to protect those who have so valiantly protected us. So this is the article. Let's go into it. The link will be in the description if you want to read it, without my accent. All right, Invictus Games demonstrate the unconquerable soul of veterans. On 30 October 2024, the Invictus Games Foundation briefed the NATO Military Committee at NATO headquarters on the role of Invictus in supporting wounded, injured, and sick service members and veterans. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, addressed the military committee via VTC with a delegation attending the meeting in person. Oh, he had some people going there in person. Okay. The delegation include Dominic Reed, okay, Chief Executive of Invictus, Lord Alan Chancellor of the Board of Trustees, and Richard Smith, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer. Very interesting. Okay, so he was not present, but the others were present. The delegation briefed the military committee on the breadth and development of the Invictus program and the progress it is making to expand the scope of its mission. The core purpose of Invictus is to support the recovery and rehabilitation of wounded, injured, and sick (WIS) service members through sports and adventures. The Invictus Games Foundation is working to continue establishing a global community where rehabilitation and recovery are better enabled and understood. This is primarily through the delivery of the Invictus Games taking place in different host cities every 2 years around the globe, but also through a multi-layer program beyond the Games, which aim to build a network amongst global wounded, injured, and sick veterans and promote advocacy of Invictus. Meeting with representatives of the Invictus Games Foundation provide a platform for the NATO Military Committee to explore and learn how allied nations can establish or develop a relationship with the Invictus Games. Very interesting. This is pretty much this sentence is the core issue here. Meeting with representative of the Invictus Games Foundation provide a platform for the NATO Military Committee to explore and learn how allied nations can establish or develop a relationship with the Invictus Games. Very interesting. Okay, Admiral Bauer emphasized the importance of protecting Allied wounded servicemen and women, veterans, and their families. He highlighted the invaluable support and hope the Invictus Game Foundation provide to the unconquerable souls of inspirational wounded, injured, and sick service members and veterans. As I'm reading this, because now Scotty Little Soldiers just been global. Okay, I have a video on this channel that sort of when they become global, Harry become the global ambassador. So this will not be too far off once NATO get the grip of Invictus, grip in terms of understanding, and they establish themselves how whatever the sentence that I just read here, where they somehow working together, allies with Invictus and all of that. Once that is established, I will not be surprised Scotty Little Soldiers will not be far off. Okay, because it's part of the recovery. Get the family involved, get the kids and wives and the family involved. So there's probably, I will not be Scotty Little Soldiers will not be too far off to be part of this mission as well with NATO.
Today was very, very hard, but all the friends and family cheering for me brought me home, and all of a sudden you cross the finish line and it's like, what happened here? It's not about the gold medals, it just changes the focus to why you're doing stuff in your life, and it's life-changing, it is.
To see him finally be here is a culmination of the long journey together, so I get to spend more time with my dad and that's the most important thing.
So this is the hands of 303, which we've touched on, so
it's all about the future, it's all about family and the legacy and the things we inherit from friends and family. I can recognize myself, and you can also?
Yeah.
Hello, that's a good thing.
Okay, but first, Invictus need to establish itself first with NATO. All right, so let's continue. I believe the work of the Invictus Game Foundation to be very important, and it strikes at the heart of our shared value as military personnel. Admiral Bauer conveyed the power of the Invictus Games Foundation and reaching far beyond the games. You see, like I was saying, far beyond the games themselves. This is where Scotty Little Soldiers might come in, far beyond the games and things like that. And then the family aspect, the dynamic of all of them to be part of the recovery. So I will not be surprised Scotty Little Soldiers will be soon at some point. I don't know. We may not know, or we may know if it is announced. So I will not be surprised if Scotty Little Soldiers at some point is part of the conversation as well. Changing and sometimes even saving lives of both the wounded soldiers and their families. There it is. You see? I didn't even read it. There it is. And their families. This is where Scotty Little Soldiers come in. Alright. Today's military committee session followed up a meeting between the chair of the military committee, Admiral Bauer, and Prince Harry in May 2024, where Admiral Bauer attended the service of Thanksgiving at St. Paul Cathedral in London. I think I have a tweet about that. There's a picture of Harry who took with what's the name of the Bauer. Okay, there's a picture, I think one of the tweets that I have. Okay, so that's that. I will leave the link in the description. You guys could read it because I stop in between and set my opinion here and there. So if you want to read it yourself, the link will be in the description. So let's go back to Twitter and see what some of the squaddies says under the comment. There's me here. He remained focused. Thank you, Lord. Lord, keep protecting and guiding him for humanity's sake. 18 people like it. That's an ad. Always working on behalf of his fellow service members. Can't wait to see what's in store for the Invictus Game. So great to see that the Invictus Game is getting more and more recognition. Let me put about Scatty Little Soldiers. Let me pause. Okay, so this is what I wrote here. After reading the article, I will not be surprised in the future, Scatty Little Soldier, that's pretty much what these are, be part of this coalition. They are part of the recovery process. Okay, let's put this here. They, instead of putting they, oops, let's put it here. Scatty Little Soldiers are part of, okay, it's because it's one, is. Scatty Little Soldier is part of the recovery process. Alright, so that's that. So there's more comment here. This is a GIF. I hope he is able to get the funding and sponsorship he went over to bid for today. Hopefully that sponsorship, was it a sponsorship? I don't think it's a sponsorship. They probably contacted him. They wanted to learn more about the Invictus. What the hell? I don't think he trying to get sponsorship from them. This must be a hater. Yeah, it can be. Nah, you know, joking. This is the thing. Instead of talking serious stuff, they're talking nonsense. You see the laugh at the end. So great to see that the Invictus game is getting more and more recognition. Always working on behalf of his fellow service members. Can't wait to see what's in store for the Invictus game. Okay, that's an ad probably. We are Invictus. As a veteran, I'm proud that We Are Invictus is supporting our wounded veterans. Great spot. And also, when you look back, and I think in some videos I mentioned it, when you look at back past veterans, let's say Vietnam War in particular, many of those vets are homeless and things like that. They didn't get as much support, and especially when many people were against the war, which should not be the fault of the soldiers, because they asked them to do certain things and they just responded. But I don't think there were as many helpful places for them and things like that. Many of them are, you see them all over sometimes, if they all still exist. But back in the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of them homeless and alcoholic and all of this. Okay, thank you for all heroes. Inspiring is indeed right. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And it's focusing on the same topic. It's just different squaddies who's talking about it. Okay, I have two more for this channel. Okay, so there's the Admiral Bauer that I mentioned. I mean, not I. That was mentioned here. All right, Rob Bauer. I think that's him. Oops, where is it? This tweet. Chair of NATO Military Committee, Admiral Rob Bauer, to Prince Harry. Thank you, Prince Harry, for championing serving after service. Okay, so that was, I believe it was, I think when I first came across this picture was right after or during the 10th anniversary of Invictus. I think when they did the service at is it St. Paul Chapel or something? So let's listen to him here.
Good afternoon. I am in London with the St. Paul's Cathedral at the backdrop. I just spoke to Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, and also the patron of the Invictus Games Foundation. We spoke about a cause that is very close to my heart, which is serving after serving. How do we take care of the military men and women that served the greater good and then, as a result, got wounded physically or mentally? The Invictus Games are unique in bringing the veterans and their families together to lift them up and to bring back the purpose. Sports can help with that. Sports allows you to focus, train, and work towards these new goals. But this is far beyond the veteran community, because there's so much in our society as a whole that is basically connected to resilience and to learn from the ability of veterans to overcome their problems and to find a new purpose despite being wounded. And I will do everything in my abilities to help with that cause.
I believe it's during this meeting, okay, when Harry met him and that conversation popped up, and then all Harry had to do is set his schedule to make that meeting. Because when you look at during September, Harry was pretty much busy.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
A lot of things was, one after another, and then he had to go to Africa. Did he stop in yeah, I think he went to London for what's that award? What's the name of the award? I can't think of it. It has to do with the hospital. There are times I cannot come up with names at all. Just look at the screen. By the time I'm editing, I'll probably remember the name. So he went to London to take care of that for the award, and then went to Africa. I think he stopped 2 or 3 different countries for Centre Bali, and then went to South Africa. Okay, so he had to get all of this out of the way, and then set a schedule to make this meeting happen, which I just read with, about NATO. All right. So Harry is very busy. Let's read some of the comments here. These, yeah, that's around May. Okay, I love the service after service message. I didn't realize the chair of NATO Military Committee was there at the service. That's great that IG has the support of NATO. Okay, Admiral Bauer with Prince Harry, NATO strong, what an honor. Okay, so this is very crucial. So I think that discussion between Harry and Admiral Rob was discussed here. How could we set something more concrete? This probably not spontaneous, but he wanted to support Harry because his family didn't even want to support him. So this a 10-year anniversary, so to show, I guess, his support for the work that Harry is doing, so he went and participated in the service. And then through this little conversation they probably had here, they probably wanted to set something more concrete, and with his co-workers at NATO and all of that, to see how they could do something. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. All right, so when other people are watching my other channel, PYTE for instance, I will not go too deep in the conversation as I'm doing here. I will just go over some tweets that other squaddies are sharing. Okay, wow, this is huge. Prince Harry briefing the NATO Military Committee at NATO headquarters about Invictus Games and how nation can establish or develop a relationship with the games. Yeah, it's very big. All right, I can see him getting big position in the army. Okay, I feel he's more effective bringing different nations together. He is in the perfect position. I don't know, for this part here, I can see him getting a big position. His position is there with Invictus. I think that's concrete enough. Maybe as a part of advisors based on his experience with Invictus. Maybe if NATO has some issues or some concern or need ideas and somewhat a different set of eyes or something like that, to be brief about certain topics. So maybe that's where Harry will be. I don't think he will be, because if he's still, Invictus is his baby, I don't see that. Probably more advisory type of things. That's all I could see, just advising them in certain things based on his experience with Invictus. Okay, agree. Been my thought all along, bring countries together through the armed forces. And he's been saying that too.
Really ingrained, or it was given to me by my service in the military, because that's what it's all about. And you're taking young people from some of the most deprived cities and towns across the UK for the British Armed Forces, and I know it's the rest for the rest of the world as well. But you're taking some people who've had some really, really hard upbringings and hard backgrounds, and you're training them to be ambassadors. You're training them to be fighters, but you're training them to be brothers in arms with each other as well. And I think that's an incredibly powerful tool to be able to do. And I have a huge amount of respect for anybody, whatever their background is, to be able to serve your country like that. I think I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes. But as I said just now, the younger generation of the world has turned me into an optimist, because they are the best connected, the most passionate generation that I think that we've ever had. And what we need to do is be able to create a platform so that they can be heard, because they have the solutions to some of the world's biggest problems. Because that's the way it's always been, you know, before social media, before internet, before the way that everybody was connected in a positive way. It was always presumed, this is my take on it, which may be very wrong, but I think the presumption was always the longer you spend on this planet, the more experience and the more knowledge that you have. Fine, I think we all agree that the longer you're around for, the more experience you have. But what kind of a world are we going to end up being part of if we don't listen to the younger generation who have all the solutions? They're better connected than ever before, and because of the connectivity, they have the opportunity and the ability to be able to fix problems in a quarter of the amount of time that anybody else of previous generations was able to do over a 10, 15, 20-year period.
So you're
trying to do it our way, because the world has changed so much. We believe that by streamlining and by bringing people together in order to effect real positive change is the only way forward. And you know, it worked for previous generations, and we will always say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year. I don't think that's necessarily beneficial to anybody. But you know, our mental health campaign, Heads Together, back in the UK, is a classic example of where we were able to bring together 8 charities within the mental health sector.
with your mic.
Able to bring together 8 mental health charities that have been working in the sector for many, many, many years. But being able to bring them together and say, right, you guys have never sat around a table together and discussed the main issues. What we want to be able to do now is, through our foundation, create a platform in which your expertise and your experience is elevated. And therefore, you tell us what needs to be done around mental health within the UK and globally. And they said, if you can remove the stigma, that makes our life a lot easier. So that's exactly what we did. We tried to remove the stigma and tried to normalize the discussion around mental health.
All right, please, can you post this on Blue Sky? Done. Oh, what is Blue Sky? There's always all sort of social media. I'm not on a lot of social medias. What is Blue Sky? Not that caught my attention. I'll look more into it. That sounds a bit more. I need to know who created it and what country is hosting it and all of that, because I'm very careful into not being on a lot of social media stuff. Okay, so let's get back to Twitter. Done. What's your handle there? I'm there with same name and profile picture. Please follow me. I'll follow you back. Okay. So I just sent her a message here. First time hearing about this platform. I'm not on a lot of platforms. How is it? How do you find it? Is it good? So I probably will have a little conversation. She follows me. I follow her as well. So there will be a little conversation. I might be on that platform soon. Okay. Very huge indeed. He then have to travel where he is not welcome, like Pa and side or layer to achieve this feat. Definitely. This or boss move. Definitely. A true global statesman. Right, for a minute I thought that was a ad. William, a couple days passed with his documentary that no one is talking about, but there is Harry talking to NATO heads and at NATO headquarters. I kind of like to think God is helping Harry one up his brother every single time. Like I said at the beginning, without even reading this, I think this was on his schedule. He had to make time for it. There are probably some talks, especially after that video was the previous video that I shared with you, and they make it happen because he was very busy in September, and soon after New York he went to the award show, and then in the UK, and then fly to Africa, so he was pretty busy. So I think this was scheduled and he had to make time for it. Okay, and I think, unlike the others, he's very organized with all of the things that he's part of. Okay, he's sitting at the global table instead of Prince William. Prince Harry is a global statement, and this year marks the year that he truly separates himself from the royal family, and he is about to elevate so high because of his exposure this year as a bona fide speaker. Oh, especially what he did in, like I said, in New York again. It was speech after speech after speech. He did several speeches, I think either 4 or 5 speeches, and he had to make a case for what's the thing with the Parents Network and all of that. Oh, is that why William was on ITV in the island with his homeless something stuff? Because Harry is military global. I don't even see a lot of the squaddies thing on my timeline. It's very interesting because I have, several computers since the kids, during lockdown, so we had to set up things for the kids to do school. So when I go to different computers with my account on X, I see different things. Like this computer that I normally record, very rarely I see stuff, like the squaddies things. I'm so proud of Harry. He works from his heart, and his work is noticed and appreciated worldwide. Good King Harry needs no throne to make a difference. I wish he had come to Brussels. Good King Harry. All right, so he travels a lot. If this could be done remotely like he just did, hey, why not? Let's go to my last one, and then I will be shifting this conversation to PYTE, and there are some, silly stuff. Not a lot, but maybe 2 tweets that somewhat LOL the squad we're talking about. Harry looks to be at home where he and his wife live, LOL. All right, so there's the background. Yeah. Imagine he stand up in his underwear, because lately that's what a lot of things when people are doing meeting like that, they just put the upper part, dress the upper part of their body, and then the bottom part they either with their shorts or underwear or something like that. All right, there's the laugh here. That's an ad question. He's communicating via Zoom or whatever. Why is that funny? What am I missing? There's nothing funny about it. People been doing this since the existing of the Zoom. If it can be done without spending thousands of dollars to travel, time, energy, and all of that, a few minutes, hop on Zoom and have the conversation. So let's do a prayer. Prayer for, let's see, prayer for, what should we pray for? I don't know. I just put prayer for further guidance. Whatever God is doing to guide him, continue. All right. God, help me trust you with my decisions and future. Let me lean on you with all my heart instead of relying on my own imperfect understanding. Give me clear guidance in my life. I ask for your help to direct my path. I think that's pretty good. All right. For further guidance, because he is where he wants to be. So make the path clearer for him as he moves forward. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And keep in mind, the link for the Cash Apps and PayPal, all of that, both of them are the same on all of my channel. Okay, it's not like there's a different thing here for each channel, whatever. So if you donate let's say you click while you were on PYTE, that's the same link for this channel. All right, the reason I create 3 channels, first of all, YouTube is on my back regarding things. Look at this. This is the most purest channel. YouTube demonetized it. All right. And then also that way I have backups. Okay. But I keep this channel as more focused, work oriented and things like that. I try to. But if, for instance, my other channels have been demonetized and this one is monetized, maybe I'll create a little series on the side to other things, because you know I'm spending time on those videos, so if I could make a penny off of it, why not? All right, so that would be one reason I will bring stuff here. If all the other channels are demonetized and this one is monetized, maybe I'll do that. All right, so I'm gonna go to PYTE and continue the conversation regarding Harry with NATO. Okay, but the core issues, the article, I've already discussed it here. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
Evolution. This is the future. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
You realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility.
We're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
Today is April 6, 2023. It is 2:44 p.m. So I have a little bit of time, and I thought, let me get this initial video out. Whenever I have time, I'll record. So this is the first video for this channel. Well, I should say second video, because I did like an introduction in terms of what this channel will be focusing on, more in terms of background of Harry and Meghan kind of thing, and things that they have said in the past. So I decided to create this channel to focus mostly on their charitable work. I don't know which direction I'm gonna go with it, but it will be definitely focused on their charitable work. So I thought, since I have the time, let me go over their website to give a basic idea of where they're coming from. And I was looking at their website before I started recording. One of the things I was thinking of doing was to highlight each of these organizations they have helped or they're part of. Then I said, you know, let me just read, go over their webpage, and then go over the impact report. And then maybe another video, I'll do a review of the organization.